my agenda item, only because of an email I saw. I think that you answered my question though. So the underground tank, there was a question of a leak. And so we did the letter lead agreement to test the soil around the tank to see about contamination of the, and then there was an email that looked to me that it may not be a leak, it may be infiltration from the top.
Still a leak. Still a leak.
So, but testing around, did gas get out into where we're testing, or did water get into the tank?
When you have a leak in a fuel, underground storage tank, hydrocarbon, diesel fuel, or gas, or whatever, you immediately, within a certain time frame, I think it's 1 day, to call, you have to notify the DEP, and you have to get it emptied. Because of the demand for this gentleman's services, we were a day or two, but we still fell in the blessing area. As a result of that leak that was reported to DEP, we have to do a site assessment, which we completed on June 27th. What that does is those samples were taken, and we went around the perimeter, and those samples were taken to a laboratory. In discussion with them today, I believe we'll have the results Friday, if not, it'll be Monday morning. At that time, we will determine whether it was a hydrocarbon leak or was it a water leak. Because if you look back on the history of the unit, in 1998, it was replaced, okay? Discoloration of soil, remediation, so that was satisfied DEP. In 2004, we had a high level alarm also. We created what they suspect from Hurricane Ida. There was water in the tank, the level increased, it was notified, our alarm went off, we reported that. In 2019, we had a leak, and it was a spill containment. That was replaced by McRow, all proper procedures were handled.
Actually, it was misplaced, and then I think Karen finished that out in 22.
Yeah, well, whatever the case was, that's what happened, and we had the recent thing, which we think is the flooding we had in April. Buzzer went off, overflow alarm, all that stuff. Anyhow,
So
that's what we
it did overflow though.
Huh?
It did overflow though.
It's my understanding.
Okay.
I sat down with the people that have been here for decades and got the historical perspective of it. As I said in the email I sent back to you, I think it's water. But it's protocol that we follow the DEP. They want to make sure.
The part that I didn't understand is so much water went in that it overflowed.
And there was no gas bar. So it's water went into the tank. So which means it's a potential. My understanding of the tank, that should be certified, pressure tested vessel, so forth. So it probably did come from a furnace that was attached to the tank. My guess.
So, yeah.
Could be the vent line. So let's see what the results are. I'll to put everything together. And we got an extension from DEP, gave us another 30 days on the back end, because we would have to have it done by the first part of August.
But there's nothing, like, no saying that there's stuff leaking out of the tank, it's more surface water going into the tank.
That's my suspicion. I agree. You know, because historically, that supports that.
I saw, yeah, there's a whole file in there, in the file room with the different, that we pulled out whenever me and Karen were trying to figure out that spill containment thing.
Anyhow, that's what happened, and I talked to the consultant. We did get our name by the skin of our, into the underground storage tank that's maintained by the DEP, okay? The $5,000 deductible, they handle everything else, as long as we follow their guidelines as far as costs, consultants' costs, so forth and so on, to maintain property. The lady's name is Linda Melvin, I've talked to her several times. So I think we're in good shape. We'll know Monday if it is water. The only issue with water, if the concentration is high enough, we get stuck with some sort of mitigation required because they got into the water too. I'm hoping that's not the case, but until we get the analysis back from the laboratory, which the gentleman told me today, he thinks Friday, I said push it through because he knows the DEP
restrictions on duration. So I think we'll be okay. I do think it's water, and it may be nothing. And then at that time, we keep the tank, we can make a decision as we go forward.